Hello and welcome to today's stream. I was just playing around with some rendering here and I just noticed something. I can't see those in here, but they do show up on the render here. But hello and welcome to this stream. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me on video on demand. Any way you come here, that's cool. If you're just here for watching the pre-made, professionally, well, not professionally, but uh, assembled videos later, um, that's cool. And if just stopping by to see what the heck this is, that's also cool. And thank you once again to Sami-chan for being here and making me sound like I'm some type of instant breakfast, which is wonderful. Yeah. It's always nice to have things here. Though, speaking of like instant stuff, there's this I wouldn't call it instant ramen, especially with the way I prepare it. That I've been enjoying recently, thanks to a Kickstarter I backed. It's this like not vegetarian, vegetable based noodles or plant based noodles. Actually, now that I think about it, that are quite tasty. Though the instructions say to let it set for 3 minutes after making sure everything's prepped on it, I find it's better to let it set for 5 minutes, stir it, and then let it sit for another 10, and that works better. Um, but as usual, thank you for joining me. Thank you for any suggestions you happen to either put in the comments or in the live chat. But today we're returning to the Kingdom Crusaders Clubhouse. We're going to be working on the outside again. We might do some texture work today. I don't know. There's some lighting stuff I was playing around with um, that I need to do some tweaking on. And I also, excuse me, figured out some new ways of setting things up to do the lighting effects that I want. Like, I've found that in some cases it's best to actually make excuse me, two different textures. One's a mid-tone texture and one's a shadow texture. This is why I have really good control over what the shadows look like. To have them more closely match the color tones that the show uses. And the nice thing is the shadows are still rendered in real time. Um, though with the way the lighting works in here, I may not be able to influence the colors too much. I haven't really tried changing the colors of the lights to see how much that affects the tones of the shadows and midtones. So I might try that a little bit today. Because that just hit me. It's like, well, what if that could be a thing? So this is interesting right here. That it kind of cuts into the roof a little bit. What's really interesting is I don't actually see those beams. I must have turned them off at one point. So let's see if I can't find them. Because they're set to render, but they're not visible. So that's interesting. Yeah, I'm not seeing it in the wireframe. So I need to find them. Where would I have put it? Ah, there they are. Okay. Let's see here. Let's get rid of this render and there we are. Let's grab this here. Um, da, 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 da. Move that out of the way. Copy. Click on these. Paste. Grab this. There. I should have grabbed the colors while I was at it. Oh, well. I can just add them. Input RGB 1. Copy, paste 2. Move this over here. One, two, one, two. Zoom out a little bit. Stack these. Okay. Shadow and mid-tone. Okay. I'm actually going to just put this off to the side here. Okay. Wow. Okay, just playing around with some stuff there. Okay. Let's see if I crank that. And let's try this one. Oh, that does look a little bit better. But for performance, let's put it down to there. What happens if I go really low? Oop, it disappears. How about that? And that. A little bit higher. Interesting. More. Okay. And a little bit more. Okay, what does this do? Yeah, interesting. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Huh. Okay. Let's try setting it back to 0 there. Direct lighting. Okay. Simplify. Hmm. Okay, just playing around with that to see if I could like make things look a little bit better here. Okay. Now that you've got those turned on, that's interesting there. You know, I think that's okay. I wonder. That's back to top-down view. Let's grab the sun and move it around a little bit here. that view. So the shadows look a little bit better. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay, so yep, that's doing what I thought it would do. As usual, certain objects seem to receive light even though they are in shadow. Like how this is receiving light to show up like that for contrast and okay, yeah. So let's see, I might be able to tweak this a little bit. So I'm gonna say support beams 02. Let's go in here. Don't really need that. Turn that off. Let's see here. That is that. Okay. Let's add another tone here. Make this one 0.5. Actually, how about 0.25? Yep, bioluminescence. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, why don't we try change this to ease? Put this one to 0.5 here. And this one to 0.51. Interesting, interesting. Let's just delete that. Hmm. neat. Okay, so yeah, I'm not really getting anything here to work the way I would like it to. Hmm. 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 I wonder. Dee. Let's try something here. Add input. Maybe light paths will give us an interesting thing on this one. Okay, camera ray. I wonder what that does. Move this over here so it's easier to play with. Let's try shadows. Okay, how about diffused ray? Eh. Glossy. Singular. Reflection. Transmission. Length. Okay. Depth. Diffuse depth. Some of those kind of create some interesting effects. So let's put this back here, but move this to a different part of the chain. Maybe that. And let's change it back to this. Just to see the difference here. Also, let me pop back out here and zoom in on this picture. And let's actually eyedrop this and that. Okay. Oh, hello, Colors and Flow. Been a while since I've seen you. Thank you for dropping by. Okay, that's interesting. Let's turn it to ease and see what we get here. Ah! Hope that's working out well for you and hope life isn't treating you too hard. Okay. Well, Dosage, I'm just playing around with some lighting stuff to see if I can't trick the system into doing what I want it to do. Ah, fully vaccinated. That's awesome. So am I. I've been fully vaccinated for, let's see here. I was fully vaccinated on the 28th because that was 2 weeks after my second shot. Okay. Ah, interesting, interesting. Hmm. So yeah, right now I'm just trying out ideas to see if I can't get things to behave the way I want them to without having to do another trick that it's a little bit more brute force and less procedural than I would like. Basically, the other technique I would have to get these support beams to do what they're doing in the shot here, which isn't possible in normal lighting conditions. In normal lighting conditions, you could probably get this front one to look like this, but the other two, yeah, they shouldn't be lighting up like that. Yeah. D D D D. So right now I'm kind of playing around with different inputs to the shader I built to get more of what I'm going for. D D D D D. So light paths isn't quite what I'm doing. I wonder, is there a input? Is there a camera input? That might have information I need. Volume info, vertex color, value. Hmm. 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 Group input, geometry. Geometry. I might be able to use that. Back facing. Ah, you recently bought a music plugin for better mixing guidance. Guidance? Is that what that word is? Oh, that's cool. It's kind of like I like the AI noise filtering that I found recently, like a couple of months ago, that helps filter out some of the background noise that occurs here. Sometimes it completely gets rid of the leaf blowers. Other times, not so much. Sasami-chan can tell you how often it works because I don't always hear the playback when I'm doing streams. I have done tests offline, and it seems to work pretty well. So, okay. Back facing. I wonder what that will do. Let's try putting that in here and sliding this slider around to see. Nope. How about this? Ooh, hey, we're getting somewhere. Let's look at that. Let's change this to ease. Ah, that's neat. Let's try moving this. Oops, not that, but actually the slider. That's interesting. It's only affecting one of them, even though this shader is equipped to all of the beams here. Excuse me. Okay, so that's interesting. Making music is one thing, but mixing so everything is heard is an oof. Yeah. But I'm hearing more epic staccatos. Yeah, I think that's what that word there is. That's cool. Okay, let's see what norms get us. Oh, hey, that's the opposite tones of what I want, but that's pretty easy to fix. Let's switch that back to this. Let's play around with here. Come on, let me grab that. There we go. And if I just do this and put this over here and move this over here until boom! Hey, we figured it out. Ah, cool. Okay. So I actually, with the way this is behaving now, I wonder what happens when I rotate it? It's cool. So what happens when I move the light? What does that do? Doesn't seem to do much. I am seeing some slight color change, but not that much. Let's click on this again, and actually I'm gonna put this to ease. Okay. Okay, so let's put this at 0.1. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's good. 0.1 and something else I was going to do while I was in here, and I can't remember what it was. Yay, ADHD. Okay, so okay, let's rotate this and let's move the sun here. Okay, let's go to the front. Yeah, the only problem with using what I just did is it doesn't react to the sun and the light moving. It stays the same no matter what light hits it. Maybe I could influence the norms in some ways, because this is right now, this is using the norms of the geometry to determine where things are. So maybe I could influence the norms in some way by the light and make it so it behaves in a certain way. Like wherever a particular thing is, the norms will point, maybe. Okay. Going back to the chat and the information that Color and Flow has been talking about. So, talking about the short notes called staccatos, which I kind of knew the term. Let's see. Talking about what kind of instruments. Nice about what I just figured out. terms in music theory got overwhelming for me first time around, definitely. Much like terms here, programs to learn, I swear. As much as THD concept, the concept. Yeah, learning programs is hard because right now I'm like learning how to program as well. Because I really want to help people with ADHD and time blindness like I have with things. So I've been learning how to program so I could build an app to help people. I have no idea when it's going to be done or anything. Ugh, stupid eye. Ugh, allergies. Fun. Okay, now how can I influence this? D. I'm gonna click on these and go over here. Gonna pop into here. So norms are influencing it. So could I use the geometry modifier? Could I do that? Because there's a new geometry modifier system built into Blender where it allows you to modify things procedurally. So could I use the geometry modifier to change the norms of an object to wherever the light is pointed? Hmm. Yeah. Typing on my phone. Typos are perfectly fine. I'm actually out and about taking break throughout. Taking a break though. Cool. Okay. So that's neat. So there's this. Vertex group, shape keys, UV maps, norms. Hey, here's the thing here. Auto smooth. Let's see, what does this do? I just crank that all the way up and crank it down. I am not getting anything there, so that's okay. Texture space. Auto texture space. Texture mesh. Use another mesh for texture something. Okay. Got to get fresh air. Best way to get musical inspiration. So I've heard. But man, it's been hot. Yeah, currently there's a heat warning here. It is fun. It's been hard to keep the apartment around 80. Okay, what's this? Physics. Okay, don't need to worry about that. Geometry data. Okay, sculpt mask, clear skin, add custom split norms data, store vector bevel weights, edge creases. Okay. Don't think any of that's going to help me right now, but it's good to know. I wonder what I'm going to try like hooking that up and let's see what we get. So that seems to be like an overall thing there. Oop. Okay. Okay. Random. Interesting. Nothing there. Yeah. It's always hard to hit those points. Nothing there. Okay. What does this get us? Okay, that gets us. Oop. what the polygons look like. Okay. Neat, neat. Okay. Yeah, it's always so hard to hit those points. True norms? That might be something interesting. Okay, so true norms are the opposite of norms. So we go back to norms, that flips us back that way. Okay. Just got a notification that Lux is streaming. Let's go check that out. Um, I am not like excited about G5. I am kind of, I don't know if that's the right, this is the right term, but ambivalent. Neutral is probably closer to what I want. I am kind of in the middle. I like certain concepts. It's going to be fun to see. But like I will watch it eventually. I'm not gonna like jump right on top of it when it comes out, basically. Okay. Okay, let's see. It's 11:30. Oop. Put this down. I'm just gonna click on these. I've got that set up. So let's go in here and do this. I don't need these anymore for this one. Okay. So we're gonna add a, let's see, I think was it geometry? Yeah, it was geometry. We're gonna add the geometry in here. And we're gonna take norms and input it into here. Okay, so that gets us to there. Let's see, are you going to make Lux in G5 style? That would require me knowing how to model something like that in 3D. I am like very geometry, like very base geometry when it comes to modeling something in Blender. I haven't really learned how to do complicated shapes like um, a pony or I should say organic shapes. I can do very inorganic things like cars, robots, buildings. I can't really do flowers that well. I actually can kind of do flowers, but not realistic flowers. I've built some glass ones in the past. Um, but I can't really build something like a pony. Uh, I might be able to sketch it based on the 2D images I've seen, so I could probably do it that way, but my pony style is actually kind of my style. It's not really that akin to the show if you look at my pony. He looks more like he has influences from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, but he's definitely a much more lankier style um, than what you would even see in Gen 4. Lots of interesting stuff you're saying there. I've played around with Source Filmmaker way in the past, and yeah, like I'm gonna have to go back. I would like to go back to it at some point, but I also have Blender here, which is a much more powerful system. I can do more in it. But Source Filmmaker does give you a lot of nice presets for animation. Um, it also has built-in stuff for handling real-time rendering of situations because it's based on Source, which is designed to do real-time rendering. Okay, let's put this to 0.1 and see how. Okay, cool. So I'm not gonna play around with these too much here. So that works. Okay, so why don't we do some texturing? Actually, I need to work on this one here. Don't need that anymore. I just realized it's kind of not. I think it's mostly because of the lighting now that I look at it. So let's go to a top-down view and move this back and see. Yep, there it goes. That would be lighting. So I could probably tweak that a little bit since it's more out in the sun. Okay. Hmm. It's great that you're having so much fun with your music and stuff. That's awesome. I like it when I find new tools that work really well with how my workflow is. Okay, so let's go in here, play around with this. There we go. Okay, let's try 0.5. That does all of that. And there we go. That fixes that, makes it more like this. Okay. Looks like I need to do some tweaking on that. Because that is a really dark brown. So I'm gonna click on this. Yeah, that's probably a good one to grab. So I'm gonna don't need that anymore. Delete that. Highlight those. Copy. Go over to the window frame here. Paste. Move this over here. Move this over here. Okay. Excuse me. And I'll just change this to small window frame. Okay. And here we want this color. And for the shadow, we want that color. Okay, and then grab this and put it there. Okay, now we want to go in here and we want to adjust this until the shadows look the way we want them to. That was a bit much. Okay. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Okay, let's go with 7, 9. That does that. 8, 9. Okay. 8, 5. Let's try just 8. Okay, 8 gets us that. Okay. 8, 1. 8, 2. 3. 4. 5. Okay. Oop. So 8, 4 gets us here. Let's see if we can go out further. Okay. That gets rounded up, I think. So yeah. Just rounding after 3 digits. Okay. Now let's go back to the chat room here. I have a set strategy that works, is hard sometimes. Anywho, making my unforgivable memory song featuring Celestia. If no one heard my song, then not surprising you have no clue what I'm talking about. Not like my songs are great or anything. I think your songs are pretty good. Um, I've enjoyed listening to some of them. It's not a type of music I would like to listen to all the time. It's enjoyable. Um, and it's the thing I would listen to if I was like planning on kind of chilling out and relaxing. Okay, so that's the best we can do on that. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Move this over here. I just noticed I'm going to have to build a 3D nail because this nail is sticking out from the wood. Okay, that's going to be interesting. So where are we? We're at 11:48. Okay, yep, that's done. So I'm actually going to try working on the textures for these, give me a second here, window shutters. There we are. Yeah, that's okay if it's like you're not your style of music, then it's not your style of music to make. It's kind of like I can't build certain things. Um, not build. It's like I can't really get into drawing certain things or making certain things in Blender. Um, it's just like not my thing, and that's perfectly fine. As the saying goes, you do you. Okay, so now let's work on this texture here. And let's see. First, we're going to have to click on this, zoom out. I don't need this anymore, so we can get rid of that. Save. Let's see. We're eventually going to replace these two colors with two different textures. Well, not different textures, different tones of the same texture. So let's go over to texturing. Excuse me. Change this out to, pardon me. the outside reference shot. Zoom in here. Woo! Boy, that. What is going on with this? Whoa. What the heck happened to this? What view is this? Feel like I'm in one of those 80s videos. Wow. That is a fish island. Holy smokes. User perspective. Um. Hello, I'd like to remove the lens. I can see that because Vinyl and Octavia Scratch. Vinyl and Octavia Scratch. Wow, did I just accidentally ship those two? I mean, it's one of my favorite ships in the fandom, but did I like accidentally make them a married couple with the same last name of Scratch? uh, so I can see how Vinyl and Octavia would kind of lean towards that inspiration because in the fandom they're um kind of uh let's see what's the term, portrayed that way. Um, wow, that is just I feel like I'm being stretched through a time portal. What the heck happened to this camera view? Um, so how do I'm gonna like let's see if it's underneath here. Go to view. Okay, I found whatever. Okay, there we go. That's better. Still don't know what happened there, but um at least I found what did it. Okay. I could see how they would be an inspiration too. This is okay, that is just plain interesting how that kind of just wow. Everything just kind of like wow. I wonder what caused that view to be like that. That is crazy. Okay. Yeah, that Spice of Life episode was really fun. Okay. Now let's make sure this is highlighted and go into edit mode. Let's go with image, new, 40. Brain just broke. It's like 48 something, right? Let me bring up Affinity Designer. Um, oh, cool. Okay. Maybe document setup, would that give me the information? Yeah. 4096. That's the button I was looking for. 4096. 4096. 4096. And hit OK. And let's call this window shutters and save as window shutters in the texture folder. Save. Okay. Let's take this over to texture paint. Yeah. Okay. Not seeing anything over here. Let's go to image editor. And I think I know why I'm not seeing any connection here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is this, because we want this to be our base color. And we're going to save that. Okay, let's go back into object mode here. Let's go over to here and go into Now, let's change this one to shader editor. I have not seen your top 10 song list of April. I've been pretty busy with life. Okay, let's see here. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I will make this its own texture for now. Ah, I will give that a look. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're going to add texture, image texture. I'll put that right there. And then we will select. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here so I can read. Okay. Window shutters. There we go. And gonna have to rename that. What happens if I do it here? Will it change up there? So mid tone. T O N E S midtone. Don't need the S. Gonna do that. And then save. Yep. Okay, cool. And we're going to place that into the top shader. Okay. pleasant surprises are always nice. Okay. Let's see. We are just at noon, so we can go a little bit further. Didn't actually get to anything. Mostly played around with lighting, trying to get that work. So we did still make progress. Any progress is good. Okay, so I got the texture set up too, so I saved that out. So let's open up Affinity Designer and open the window shutter here. Actually, it's a little too early to open up the window shutter. So I'm just going to minimize this out of the way. It's doing this. And switching over to texture paint. And I'm not seeing anything over here. Oh, I think I know why. This is actually, we want to go to UV editor. Okay. I also think that, okay, why don't we go over to text image editor and let's draw ourselves a line. Let's see if it appears over here. Let's take this up to renderer. I'm not seeing anything appear on this. Okay, so let's undo that. And I think it's because the this has not been unwrapped onto this, so okay, so let's go over to UV editor here. Do that and go to UV and unwrap. Let's see what that does. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see here. Okay. Wow, Blender's suddenly running slow. Okay. So let's try something here. Ah, okay. Thanks for letting us know, Sasami-chan. We'll probably be wrapping up soon. I'm just right now trying to get this to unwrap. So smart. Okay, let's try that. Let's see how that. Okay, that's better. That's better. That's pretty much what we want. So Ah, that's always fun. Okay, so we got that. Okay. Now that that's done, let's switch this over to texture paint so I can paint certain faces, certain colors to help me find them later. Okay. Okay. Tool. Item. Excuse me. Ah. There we go. Okay. Grab this and let's grab that color just to make it. Oh wait. Let's grab this color and fill that. Huh. Not saying anything in the texture here. Let's select that face and hit fill. It's interesting how nothing's happening here. Hmm. Okay, there we go. That's interesting. Okay, undo that. Let's select what we actually wanted to fill in the first place. There we go. Eh. Okay, let's do that. So we've isolated the item. Okay, now we go back to this and let's fill those sections. Okay. And now let's select this section, go back to here, and pick this really bright color. And fill it with that really bright color so we can distinguish it and build stuff on top of it. Actually, I should also select that and that and make these. Actually, let's make the top and bottom two different colors. Select that and let's go to fill. And let's make the top this color. And the bottom. Let's go that color. And this side. Let's make this, just to be crazy, let's go with the red of the apple. There we go, that gives us some contrast. Mm. And there we go. Okay, let's go back to object mode here. Okay. Cool. Okay, so that's good. Let's save the image here since it's actually now prepped and ready. I don't think I'm going to actually do any major texture painting today. I'm just going to build the base blocks for those. Okay. Let's open this up and open window shutter, midtones. Save as. Yep, just window shutters. Save. Okay. Now let's build on top of this. Okay, pixel locked. Move by whole pixel. Okay, zoom in here. Wow. This I didn't check when I was doing the fill. Was it? Yep, cool. Bleed was set to 0. That's what we need. Okay. Let's go back to affinity. Voice apparently is getting a little dry there. And add some basic points here just to set up our box roughly, and then I'll move things precisely here. And okay. I don't know if you can hear the leaf blowers, but they're going right now. Not too close to the apartment. Okay, so that's all set up there. Go to fill color and oop. And there we go. And do this. And this. Have it lock that. Okay. I can turn off those two. And go back to here and whoop, do a rough in here like so. I'll turn off that, go back in here. Okay. Do that. Do that. Zoom in here. It's over to the spot. And zoom in here. That. Okay. I think that's all set up. Yep. Okay, so I can set that to that. Turn back on that. Do that. Okay. Turn those two off. Do this. Do a rough in here. Grab the appropriate tool. Zoom in. Yep. Grab this until we are in the right spot. Okay, do that. Like so. Okay. Boom. Zoom out a little bit. Turn that back on, grab this, and do that. Okay. I now have all of the base plates set up. And now I'm going to grab one of these and duplicate it. And then put it all the way across. So I now have a base color. And then I'm going to duplicate that and make it white. So I can more easily see things here. Okay. That is saved. So I think that's as much as I'm going to do today on that. I'll move my this out of the way so we have the model set up. So right now I am working on setting up this texture here. Yum. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, this is the end of the stream for today. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for stopping by Colors and Flow while you're waiting for your vehicle to be fixed and have maintenance done on it. Thank you for mentioning all the things about what you've been doing with your music. It's always nice to hear what other artists are doing with their craft. Thank you for stopping by Sasami-chan, who may not be here right now because of in real life things. Hui! Thank you all for stopping by if you are watching this video on demand. As usual, please like, subscribe, comment down below if you're watching the video on demand version. Thank you for commenting on the live stream. If you want to, I should say, there's other stuff on this channel if you'd like to watch. More scripted, kind of scripted, more like edited. Because when we do, excuse me, by the way, when we do the recordings for Thoughts on and Ember's Reading Room, Ember's Reading Room is more scripted than our Thoughts on series, because the Thoughts on series is kind of us just talking to each other after we watch something, and then I go through and edit out all the mistakes and and ahs and different things like that. Yeah. But if you want to watch more edited content, there are the Thoughts on. There's also Ember's Reading Room. Um, if you just want to put something on the background, we have playlists. So thank you for stopping by and watching those. Thank you for sharing them. If you want to actually support me financially, there's Patreon and Coffee. Either way is fine. Coffee is more of a one-time donation, though they do now have monthly options, I believe. There's Patreon, which is more of a monthly option thing, and you can get rewards through both of those. There's not really much of rewards right now because I'm still kind of working on this. So every month I put up a post specifically talking about what I'm doing with this project, what my plans are for working on things, what I'm building, stuff like that. So if you want to get some stuff ahead of everyone else, you can go there. So thank you all for stopping by. I keep saying this, but it's wonderful to have people stop by and interact with while I'm working on the stream. And I hope you have a great time wherever you are. Thank you once again, and bye-bye.